Welcome, faithful sinners. My name is Timothy Baker, and today we have an opportunity to hear a testimony from Kelly Wilting. And Kelly, did I?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Wilting like a dying flower.
I didn't say that. That's pretty funny.
I gotta make jokes and puns. I
There you
teach
go.
seventh graders,
Well, I appreciate, Kelly, taking time today, sharing your testimony and letting us know a little bit about your walk. And as faithful sinners, the whole point of us as a community is to sin better together, which is share, inspire, and navigate. So tell me, Kelly, why is it important for you to be able to share your story?
Oh, it's important to show God's power. That's why I love sharing my testimony to people that I know as well as strangers on the street. I mean, I don't know a stranger, which I used to be painfully shy, but now since my cancer, I feel like I got to shout from the mountaintops that what God did because it's a miracle.
There.
So I'm a brain cancer survivor. So I was diagnosed about almost 12 and a half years ago, but I was feeling sick for several years prior.
Really?
I did not feel good. I just knew something wasn't right, but then I was going for tests and they couldn't figure it out. They were thinking, well, maybe you have diabetes or a thyroid issue or tick-borne illness. And then it got worse as it got closer to my diagnosis. I was starting to have headaches and vision issues. My eye doctor was amazing. He was like letting me come like several times a week, and he's like, something systemically is wrong and he sent me to eye specialists. They couldn't find anything. Not until like right before I was diagnosed, it got more severe, my headaches, and I had more of a severe seizure, which I was having seizures, but I didn't know. I always thought seizures were grand mal seizures where you're flailing around. No. So my tumor was in my right temporal lobe, and it was a lemon size. Yeah, lemon size. And I would have a weird tingling in my left side because that side of the brain controls the opposite side. So I would have tingling go up and then it feel nauseous. And I'm like, oh gosh, I don't feel good. And it would happen regularly. And I thought, oh, it's tied to eating. I was so hungry because that controls your hunger.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I was like so hungry, and then it was pushing on my optic nerve. So I was having eye issues, but we didn't know that's what it was until I got severely ill and started vomiting and had a more severe seizure with lightning bolts. And I was like very dizzy and starting to like kind of like fall a little bit. And
You're a teacher, right?
yes, I teach seventh graders.
Well, how was that as a teacher?
So it was hard because I couldn't even make it through a block, like a 45-minute block. I was so hungry. I was like, and I'm a good eater. One of my nicknames is Snacks. But I mean, I could make it before, even though I'm a snacker. But not, oh my gosh, I was so hungry. I'd have to sneak a snack under my desk. I was so hungry. Like, something is wrong with me because it's controlling hunger there. So,
well, as far as the diagnosis, how long did it take before you were able to start to be proactive about your?
once like I had that more major seizure, I went to the ER because I started vomiting. I called my primary care, which was patient first. They're like, go to the ER. They can diagnose you right there. So as soon as I got into the ER, they put me in the CT scan. They're like, you have a tumor. They showed us, and they're like, I was in the details because I had the most amazing doctors. The neurosurgeon that was on call, he was one of the few in the area, if not the United States, that could do in-surgery MRIs.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
So
and surgery.
in-surgery
I
MRI.
didn't even know they did.
So, I mean, it was amazing because a lot of people, because I was diagnosed with anaplastic astrocytoma, grade 3. They grade brain tumors. It's not like normal cancer, like stage. They grade it. So it was grade 3.
Okay. What's the highest grade?
4, and like glioblastoma, that like and brain tumors can change and they can come back. And so I'm very blessed. It's almost 12 and a half years since my diagnosis. They were able to get all my tumor in surgery, 8.5-hour surgery. I had to do chemotherapy and radiation. So I'm very blessed that I made it through, first of all, and then I would wake up every day. Can I see? Can I hear? Can I walk? Can I talk? Oh my gosh, I can.
Wow.
So it's a miracle. And to be able to go back and teach middle school and I have no deficits, that's a miracle in itself too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness
Yeah, because I
gracious.
mean, the only thing in this nothing is just I have a, like, small blind spot up here,
Okay.
and but that's the area you don't use, and the only time that hurt me is when I was doing a buddy 5K obstacle run, and I went to grab, and the sun hit my eyes at the same time I went to grab, and I fell, and then I broke my leg. Like,
Really?
"Oh, well." I didn't have enough metal already, I had to have a little bit more.
Did they put metal in?
Yeah, I have metal, like, covering my brain, like, they put my skull back, but they put metal to reinforce it and
Okay.
stuff. I had to go a few years ago just because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's so sore." And the neurosurgeon said, "Well, let me take an X-ray." He's like, "You want the good or the bad news?" I'm like, "Well, give me the good news first." He's like, "Well, you don't have any screws loose," and he showed me. He's like, "Well, the bad news is."
Oh, now you can actually honestly
Exactly,
say
I
that.
know, I show people the proof. So, now he's like, "Well, if it's really bothering you, you have to go and do new surgery." I'm like, "I'm good."
Right.
Like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
Just got a different pillow, and I'm learned to manage, and I'm tough, I can
Well, oh my goodness.
So
So in that process of going through the therapy, how long did that take?
So, like, I have my notes right here, but I had, I had, like, chemotherapy for 2 years and 9 months. I did chemotherapy because I did the pill version,
Okay.
so I didn't have to do IV,
Yeah.
and I started out I would have to do MRIs regularly to make sure there's no growth back, and now I'm actually at the 6 month every 6 months I go, but now I'm allergic to the dye, so I have to do a whole protocol before, but it's all
Okay.
good. Because
Okay.
actually it's been a benefit because now I don't feel groggy afterwards, so it's a win-win.
Oh, very good. Okay. But that's 3 years. That's a long time.
It
But were you trying
is.
to still teach during that time?
Yes, part of it. I was so blessed that I don't miss a lot of days of school, so I had stocked up a lot. Even I even donated to some people for our sick bank when we used to have the sick bank at school, but I
Really?
still had because I was able to do the first month almost of school before I got sick and
Okay.
diagnosed, and then I was able to take the rest of the year off, but I wanted to go back to kind of finalize with my students from that year. So I went back the last 5 days and I was
Okay.
able to make it and I had all those sick days. It was very much a
Wow.
blessing.
Yeah, that's a huge
Yeah,
blessing.
because I could get pain all the way through. And then my mom, she was still alive then. She came down and stayed with me for 6 weeks and helped me
Okay. Alright.
to
So
make
you've
sure.
recently lost your mom then?
Yeah, it would be 7 years in April.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's one of my best friends and biggest advocates.
Yeah. And you've also recently had the look through the loss of your horse.
Yeah,
Diamond Girl.
Diamond. Yeah, my precious Diamond. Yep.
And tell me a little bit about the horses and how
Horses are very therapeutic. So very therapeutic because even before I was diagnosed, I like would just find it hasn't always been about riding. I just enjoy being around. There's something therapeutic about animals, dogs and horses especially, and I would just enjoy grooming them, and I just feel pray over them. I feel just some kind of solace and peace. I feel closer to God when I'm around nature and around animals.
hmm Yeah.
I mean, and I was so, like, emotional before I was diagnosed. I'm like, something's wrong, something's missing in my life," and I would cry on their butts. Their butts were wet because I cry as I was praying
Yeah.
and
I
grooming
understand
them
that.
and stuff. So I still have 1 horse now, Jag, he's my retired show horse. So I had
Okay.
him he's gonna be 28 coming up in just a few weeks here, and got him when he was 2.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
so
did you do shows and
yeah, I used to show him, and I helped some of my good friends help me train him so he was show ready. And then Diamond was his companion to come so I could move him to my farm in Beaver Dam. So he had a buddy, and I had her for about 21 years. And she was 5 when I first got her, and she came as a buddy for
Hmm.
my horse Jag. But even though she was number 2, she was never number 2.
Right, right. Did you grow up with horses?
Yeah, my grandfather and uncle, like, they used to race, like, little Shetland ponies, they did sulky races, and
Re
where my childhood home is, that was the practice track, and then my parents always say, "Well, we think your first word was actually horse," because they have pictures of me with my grandfather sitting on his Shetland pony Moondust.
Okay. And that was up in Lake Ontario area
Yes. Yeah, my hometown is Kendall, New York. It's a small, small town between Rochester and Buffalo.
from Syracuse.
Yeah, a lot of my suite mates live up in Syracuse area. I went to Oswego State, north of
Uh-huh.
Syracuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'm a
Mhm.
little familiar with the area too.
Yeah.
So I had some family that was up on the St. Lawrence Watertown area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we go up past that way to go on vacation. With my family, we always go up to, like, Elks Bay area and stuff.
Okay.
And I've been to Watertown before. I think there's, like, isn't there whitewater rafting there? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. More of the touristy area.
Yeah. Mhm.
But well, what brought you then to Virginia?
Um, well, I was married at the time. My former husband he was a police officer. Well, he went to college to be criminal and he was in criminology, wanted to be a police officer, but it was so hard to get into up there. My like my former cousins like used to well they're cousins, but they used to live down here in Virginia, Leesburg. And I remember coming down when I was 8th grade. I'm like, oh, this is so cool down in Virginia. I'm like, why don't we go further south and it'll have these harsh winters? Well,
Right.
except for this one.
Yeah, except for this one.
Yeah.
Been socked in ice for 2
Oh
weeks.
my gosh, I never saw ice like this before.
Well, I grew up in Minnesota,
Oh right.
so I'm used to a lot of this stuff, but it's why I don't live.
Oh right, yeah. So we came down because he got a job in law enforcement. He was working for Henrico Sheriff's Department at first, and then switched to Hanover Sheriff's Department. And I was able to start teaching in Powhatan. I was able to get my foot in the door, and I was half time
Yep.
because they were starting to get into the SWL coordinator. So I was a SWL coordinator's other half, so he could do stuff, and I got my foot in the door that way.
Okay.
And I've been out in Powhatan since '96. I gradually worked my way up, and I've been teaching 7th graders.
That's a trek every day.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes, but I have a system. Got to do those prayers, and in the morning I listen to AFR on the way, Dr. David Jeremiah, and then I can catch a little bit of Robert Jeffers
Yep.
and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then I switched over to K-Love or PER, so.
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's actually the benefit of the car time.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. You decompress, and I'm getting ready. I've changed my lesson plans. That's like sometimes,
Huh.
like, oh my gosh, I got to do that different.
Right.
So, I mean, I get a lot of, yeah, you have deep thoughts, and then like listen to the radio, and I'm listening to spiritual radio and getting in His Word. And
You
then
know,
on the way home, I talk to my family. That's why I miss my mom a lot because I would talk to her regularly on the phone on the way back
Yeah.
home. And then talked to a lot of my college suite mates and stuff. So
okay. Well, are they still? You said they're still all up
yeah,
north.
Syracuse, yeah,
Okay.
Syracuse area.
So you travel up there very often?
Not very often. Maybe once a year.
Okay.
Yeah, once a year. My dad's been good. He's 79, but he's still very active, and he comes down a couple times a year at Thanksgiving and stuff. So
He's still driving.
he's active. He's amazing. That's like he's retired. He's been retired, but he's never retired. So he's always busy. He's doing stuff.
Yeah. I think that's, when you hear the stories of people who retire and then shortly thereafter they passed on, it's because they don't have anything to look forward to. They're kind of stuck in the day.
Mhm.
That gets to be challenging. So I'm glad to hear.
Oh yeah, and he loves coming. He tries to come over Sunday so he can go to church with us. So yeah, he loves going there. They always ask about him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's very social. He worked at Eastman Kodak Company for like 30 plus years, and then
Okay.
he's active in Lions, and he's on the planning board, and then he was a county legislator for a couple rounds.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he's in
Okay.
politics, and
So he's involved
he's
with everything.
at things. He's involved with the lakefront because we're having problems with flooding in Lake Ontario and the lakefront. So
Really?
he's meeting with people in Albany at the state capitol. So he's been
Okay.
really big in that whole area.
Well, very
So
cool. Well, as far as your testimony of bringing your walk with Christ, were you raised in the church, or tell me a little bit about the background you had?
So, well, my mom grew up in the church, and her parents always took her and her sister to church. And then my mom took my brother and I to church. I mean, we'd go to vacation Bible school, and then we'd go to Sunday school on Sundays. I don't know how I was in the choir, but I was in the choir. I can't make a joyful noise, but I was in the choir. So, but we would go regularly. My dad, he never grew up in the church. His family wasn't church, but he was a creaster, I always call him.
Yep.
So he'd go Christmas and Easter
Yep.
and stuff. But now he's plugged in. My cancer brought my family closer to Christ. My dad goes to church every Sunday since my cancer, and that helped him when my mom was so sick with leukemia. And then after her passing, he was really good friends with the minister and then had that support of the church. There's nothing like support of the church. So
Absolutely.
luckily I knew where to go after like my cancer and I got out of the hospital. But I didn't really get plugged in until after my husband of 22 years said, I'm leaving now. I've had it, this is enough. And I knew exactly where to go to church.
Okay.
And thank God.
Right. Right.
But I see God in the details now, looking back. I mean, he didn't cause this to happen, but he was there for me and got me out of it. But he knew I needed this to help me come closer to him and help my family be closer to him. And because I wouldn't have been able to get through the loss of my mom and the loss of my ex-husband, we were childhood sweethearts. I wouldn't have been able to get through that
Right.
if I didn't go through the cancer because I was stronger. I never knew I was that strong.
It's amazing what
I
strength
mean,
you can find.
exactly. I
In the
never
midst
knew
of,
I had that inner strength to fight that fight. And I mean, I know where to look now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I apologize to him all the time. I'm like, dear God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I wasn't looking to you first. And I'm like, oh my gosh, imagine where my life would be if I was with you first and looking to you.
yeah.
And I wasn't saved. I wasn't saved because my childhood church never talked about being saved. I
Really.
mean, I was baptized as a baby and confirmed. And I mean, I took some classes and stuff, but I didn't know what saved was. I never knew.
That's interesting you say that because there's so many churches out there right now that are misguiding people because they're not teaching the full aspect of the Bible.
No.
My mom
Right.
struggles with that up north right now as well.
Mhm.
She can't even find a church within a 30-mile drive in any direction that will talk about the revelation, which
Like,
is
oh my
amazing.
gosh. I'm still blown away when I think back. I'm like, oh my gosh. I thought I was well churched, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I was missing out. And I'm like, I didn't even know what saved meant.
Mm.
And I feel bad even as an adult. But I mean, now I know, and thank God. So my cancer's a blessing because I wasn't saved. And now I know where to look first. And I have a personal relationship. We never talked about a personal relationship. So you need a personal relationship. And I honestly, as a kid growing up, I thought, oh, the Bible is just something you read on Sundays. I didn't know that it's something you read on a regular basis. And I didn't know about ongoing Bible studies. And I mean, I do my daily devotionals. And
Yeah.
I
And it's
mean,
amazing how you can read it
I
today and then read it tomorrow and it's got a completely different impact.
know.
Same exact verse.
Oh, yes. So, I mean, cancer is my biggest blessing because it saved my life. I wouldn't have eternal life without it.
Well, that's very true. That's
Hmm.
amazing that, there are
Hmm.
so many people that have grown up with that disconnection and aren't aware of it.
I
That's
know.
probably the
I
biggest
know.
concern, are not aware.
Well, I've talked to some people like, well, no, my priest, like, he told me this is how all I need to do to get to heaven. And it wasn't, yeah. So people are,
Well, I think that's one of the benefits of, you speak with me today is this hopefully gets out to people that, haven't heard that
right.
message
Hmm.
before and will spur them to investigate.
Oh, right.
Like that's the whole idea is you and I, we are very attentive in our church going and
Hmm.
with what our involvement is. But I think outside you and I individually probably talk about Christ and at least live an example to where hopefully it's leading others to explore and
Right.
wonder.
And even though I'm in public education, there's ways I get around like talking about God because I share my testimony because no one can stop me. That's
Right.
my testimony, but it shows his power.
Yeah.
And I mean, the kids need to hear that. And I give pennies from heaven away, and I can do it like, to people I don't know, to my family, but also I can get away with giving it to my students because I have cross pennies. If I know they're churched, I can give it to them. But if I know I'm not sure, they can get heart panic, and they just say, "You're loved. You know you're loved," and that's the truth. They are
Absolutely.
loved.
Absolutely. And that was
And
rather
plant those
interesting.
seeds. Plant those seeds.
It was interesting in service today when Bobby was mentioning how love is love,
Mhm.
the new
Oh,
term of
right. Oh
the day
gosh.
today.
Right.
And then he countered it with, well, fire is fire, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the reality is, with the depth of the love that God can bring to us can't even be voiced in
No.
words.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's an internal peace that
Oh yeah.
I don't think I had until probably 5 years ago, and my divorce really amplified my need to figure out where I
Mhm.
was.
Yeah, that's what like really spearheaded me. And I mean, like, luckily I had that foundation from my cancer getting closer to God because I wouldn't have been able to make it through that. Because I mean, like we were dating, he was 14, I was 15. Like that was a long time, and like we were intertwined, our families too.
Oh,
So it's
absolutely,
hard. Yeah.
absolutely. And any children?
I have one daughter who's amazing. I just love her to bits. And she is a blessing because she was adopted. I got her out of foster care. I found her on the internet.
Really?
Yes. So I'm starting to watch like around Christmas time, Dave Thomas Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
He did the one, he's Wendy's founder,
Yeah.
and he does a home for the holidays. And I was watching it. I'm like, gosh, look at all these children that need homes. And I didn't have any biological children. And I'm like, well, if it happens, it happens. I never wanted to go through all those tests. I'm like, just whatever it is. But God knew because I needed Tiffany. Like, oh my gosh. She was 12 when I first found her. We found her on the internet.
Right.
And she was 13 when she came to live with us for the
Oh,
first
wow,
time.
that's a difficult age for
Yes,
for
but
a
I
young
teach middle
person.
school, so that's why I'm like, "Oh my gosh, all these older kids, they're overlooked. Everyone wants babies and little kids." But, like,
Right.
what about a teenager? I know how to work with teens
Wow.
and preteens, and so, oh my gosh, she's the biggest blessing. Just celebrated 19 years
Oh my goodness,
together.
really?
Oh, yeah, I love her to pieces.
Is she still here in the area?
Yeah, she's in Richmond. So she was
Okay.
moving, and I'm like, "Oh, I prayed really hard." So God's always in the details. I see it. I'm like, "Oh, dear God, don't let her be more than an hour away. 52 minutes." I'm like, "Yes."
So what a goal.
Yeah.
Now, what is she doing?
So she's in the pet care business. She likes, like, taking care of pets. Yeah.
Okay. And you may notice once in a while there's little hands reaching down here. We got little Greasy that's here. Uh, Greasy is part of some of the camera time. So, but she kind of hangs out down below. Well, as far as when you give your testimony, what is it that you hope people can take away from that sharing?
That if you look to God, anything's possible. I mean, he's the great physician. He can heal it all. I mean, he is in the miracle business, and I'm living proof. I had a lemon-sized tumor in my brain.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Really, it would be great to actually have a comparison to be able to show.
No.
And I may actually find a little snippet to
Yeah.
put that in there because that's amazing.
And I should look back. I was thinking about it before I look at see if I can find my pictures that have it, my tumor and stuff.
Oh wow!
And then when the screws weren't looking.
Yeah, so you show me this. Hey, you can prove it.
Exactly.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to share? Because you had some notes, and I
Yeah, I
definitely
did.
looking.
I mean, I think I covered it all. I mean, just main thing, it takes a village to fight cancer. And the main one at the helm is God. I mean, he's in the business of details. And I mean, he's in the details of everyday life. And I've been seeing it more. I mean, just simple things. He cares about simple things.
Yeah.
He really does. Because even back to my horse, who I just lost recently, I mean, I almost lost her 2 years ago to pneumonia, and she had serious health problems. She had Cushing's, and then she was allergic to everything. Her allergy chart had allergic to trees and grasses, oats. Every bug they tested her for. So, I mean, it was a regular battle. She had to do allergy shots and compounded medicine. And then she had pneumonia 2 years ago, and the vet's like, well, we battled and battled. I had to give her shots and all these different medicines. He's like, well, we might have to have that talk. Which I'm like, no. So I prayed over them every night.
Hey, oh my goodness.
So I'm but I mean, even though it's sad that I lost her, but I'm like still got borrowed time with her.
Right.
Well, I like
Wow.
carried her back to the where they dug the hole in the back. My daughter helped me pick out the spot to bury her.
Okay.
'Cause Diamond was my daughter's horse when she first came too, and that was a good connection. That was one of the things that brought us together is she loved, animals.
Okay.
So, because we look at, like, the bio and stuff, and that's why she's in the pet care business now.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm,
Exactly. Well, you mentioned, it takes a community. And I think that's an important statement.
mhm.
Today, I struggle even having this conversation with my mom, even though she's struggling finding a church, the importance of going and being in that church. We're never ever going to find a perfect church. That's
Right,
why it's a
oh,
hospital of sinners.
mhm,
That's what
mhm.
it's about. But that loss of that connection, especially in times of trials, when you don't have that, those trials are small amount.
And luckily, I have a very strong family. My parents are amazing. I have one brother who's 4 years younger than me, and he's been amazing. And then obviously my daughter, and it still brings tears to my eyes when I can see her at the top of the stairs when I came home from the hospital, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I lost one mother. I can't lose another." And like that was heartbreaking. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, dear God, you got to get me through this."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is a big
hmm
impact right there.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even think that.
Yes, uh-huh.
Huh.
So,
Interesting.
yes.
Well, now, as you look at life today,
Mhm,
12 years later, they're going
mhm,
on 13
mhm.
years. What would you say is the biggest challenge you face right now?
Just like, well, in my job, like, just the society, like, there's so many broken people, and I mean, it is challenging. This is my 32nd year teaching. I'm seeing things in the world that I've never seen.
How about the kids? What change have you seen with the kids in that
They're
32
just
year
like,
window?
they're too much into the computer, and like, there's not as many that are involved in church anymore. And then the broken families, like having single parents or like blended families, and just the lack of respect and just
Yeah, that's interesting. So the level of respect is declining.
oh, definitely. Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. Yes.
I've always keep hearing, while the kids today are so much more emotionally in tune and connected, and there's not the level
Ah,
of bullying.
no, no. I we see bullying still. We have to like yeah, and some things are hidden, but like they're not. I mean, just like the lack of respect.
Yeah. And I think that does like come down to parents,
Yeah, it
the fact
does.
of parents actually going to church and not just sitting at home watching it on TV.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
unfortunately, that's a default too many have taken.
Yeah, exactly, and there's something about being in community, and there's something about being face to face and, like, growing together in His Word, like Bible study on Wednesdays and being in our Sunday school class and church. Like, there's something important, and then we have so many ministries in our church, like, I've had a greeter ministry and then I help in the food pantry. I mean, just there's a lot of for family, and then a smaller family units in the big family. So, I mean, people are always looking out. I mean, people reaching out during the storm, "Do you need help? Do you need something?" And I mean, like, I mean, I just dropped a box of food off to someone that needed help because they couldn't go because they had another commitment at their church. So just
Right.
working together.
Yeah. And you mentioned the food pantry. How long have you been working with the food
Oh my
pantry?
God, quite a few years now. I mean, I love that. Yeah.
That's a big impact, and we have
Mhm.
a pretty impressive food pantry that's connected to our
Oh,
church.
definitely. We're seeing more and more people coming to our church. We have a group of women in our Bible study. Like our Bible study just expanded, and some of them are from the food pantry, and more
Really?
people from the food pantry are coming to church now too.
That's cool.
hmm
Yeah.
There's so much food. And I mean, they even help people that aren't there on Sunday. They pack boxes for like the Adopt a Senior program, like the Hanover Sheriff's Department. They can come pack boxes. They help send food to the Great and Mighty so people can get it too. And
Right.
they look out for other people. Like that time that that boy was.
Things that you shared with me
Mhm.
today that I did not know. That I'm even more impressed with who you are as an individual, as a sister in Christ. Proud to say that I'm one that gets to spend time with you in those Bible studies. I've been welcomed by you. When I first came to that church, you were a greeter there when I first walked in the door. And I think that actually had a part in me deciding that that was where I felt comfortable, believe it or not.
Good.
So that greeter role is an important role, because the minute somebody walks through the door, sometimes they're not sure why they're walking through the door. And the interactions in those few steps can determine if they're going to stay or not.
Oh, right.
So I really appreciate all that you do
Thank
for
you.
the church, because you are very, very involved, and you keep a smile on your face all the time, which is phenomenal. I wish I could do that. But
Well, I love it there, and I just want everyone to know about it, and just have everyone feel welcome. Because I mean, I can't imagine not having that church. Because at one point, after my ex-husband decided to leave, I was thinking, do I go home to my hometown? And then my parents were like, "We'd love for you to come back." My brother's like, "We'd love for you to come back."
I really appreciate you taking the time and talking with me and sharing your testimony today. I know that those of you that are out there that hear the message that Kelly shared, probably one of the bigger takeaways that I will pull from this is the importance of the community, the importance of the relationships. It's where a lot of us are falling short today.
Yeah,
And
relationship with him, relationship with each other.
absolutely. So hopefully, that message will resound to those that are out there. And the other big takeaway, which I think is a major takeaway, is the understanding of the value of being saved. Because just hearing of Christ is not the whole story.
Nope. We did our hardboard testimony before. It was lost before cancer and found after.
That's fantastic. I love it. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching today. And please remember to share on your favorite social media podcast station, follow and like us. And that way we can all sin better together.